What's something that is incredibly unhealthy that most people don't even realize? Shift work. Nights, followed by lates, followed by earlies. Physiologically so destructive. I work for a railroad. This is why over 100K of us were about to go on strike last week. For over 100 years many of us have worked on call 24/7 with no set schedule. I might work midnight to noon today and 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. 15 hours later. It's horrible, but the work is interesting and the pay and benefits decent. I have a friend who works for UP. That whole thing was crazy. I'm glad you guys got the raise and no points docked anymore for Dr. APPTS and all. Lots of us were rooting for you. Poor sleep. I'm honestly convinced it's why so many people have so many other disorders, problems. Ever have a couple bad nights in a row? I am a different person. Many may even have sleep apnea and other sleep issues despite being otherwise healthy and never realize it. I'm almost 40, weed and alcohol are awesome and always will be both fuck with sleep. Please don't repeat the same mistakes I did. Work out, do cardio, sleep. And for fuck's sakes eat green vegetables. I once managed, without wanting to not sleep for 4 nights in a row. On the 5th day, I was incapable of explaining to a taxi driver how to get to my house. I just couldn't think straight anymore. It was a terrifying experience. I was sitting on the plane home and wondering why I was on that plane, because wait, I lived in that city? Really? Can't remember. In the end I decided to trust my past self who had booked the tickets, because I understood that I wasn't functioning properly anymore. Happened to me once as well. During chemo treatments they had me on steroids that had me vibrating, and plus how horrible I felt from the chemo, I didn't sleep for 3 days. I couldn't get through a sentence without crying. I was so terrified of going through more cycles like that as that was my first one. But I remember specifically how crazy I was at the end of those 3 days. I was delirious and wanted to quit so bad. Luckily I got different meds and the next cycles were much easier. Chronic lack of sleep, sleep deprivation. Is that because your mind can't process things as easy? Much more than that. It's also connected to onset of diseases and many health issues. Jeepers gonna get to bed an hour early because of all these comments saying sleep deprivation. Sitting for long periods. Both unhealthy and as you get older dangerous. Everyone should have an alarm for every 2 hours to make sure you do a few squats and stretches. If you're sitting down or just relaxing. Fine, Mom. I'll get a job. Geez. A lot of name brand fruit juices have lot more sugar than folks like to pay attention to. Juice is just sugar water, whether they add extra sugar or not. Eat fruit instead. Guy who doesn't sleep, is worried, smokes weed is angry and stressed, eats cereal and drinks alcohol and juices. Reads this well shit. Actually didn't read eat cereal and stressed part, well shit. Stress. Yeah, I struggle from that a lot. Try get a blood pressure monitor. Use it when you're stressed. Then try to relax. Breath deep. Clear your head. Then take your blood pressure again. That difference is what stress causes. For what? I already know I'm stressed. I don't need a monitor to rank it. That'd just make me more stressed. Using hard utensils on non-stick cookware. People are constantly chipping pots and pans and slowly poisoning themselves without even knowing it. Use silicone utensils when cooking with non-stick cookware. Biggest reason I just use stainless copper. Best of all, I can always find new stainless cookware in thrift stores since people are too lazy to learn how to cook without non-stick surfaces. There's always stainless steel and cast iron at the thrift store. Looks like things starting with S, sleep, sugar, stress, salt, social media, sitting, smoking. Sex. Sexual activity is actually great for your health. STDs and pregnancy however. Pregnancy starts with a P, so it's fine. Surprise pregnancy however. Facebook or any other social media that is addicting for you. Damn. Glad I don't have Facebook. Continues scrolling through Reddit. Laying in bed can't sleep. Phew, glad I am not one of those weirdos. White bread in America. I was so confused why it tasted the way it did when I moved here. Turns out its sugar content is closer to cake than bread. As an Australian that moved to California, I couldn't believe how sweet your standard bread loaf was. Took a while to find something relative to what we have back home. All cheap bread is pretty sweet. And better bread that's either fresh or whole wheat is often 2 to 3x as expensive, which is essentially how it goes across all food categories. Living is pretty unhealthy, it's guaranteed to kill you. Yeah, I'm gonna take that into account when I next have suicidal thoughts, all jokes. Alcohol. It's a class 1 carcinogen, ranked up there with tobacco in terms of things that can cause cancer. Being on your phone before bed reading Reddit comments. Oh. Anger. Interesting is that to do with the brain or something that makes anger unhealthy. Causes increase in stress hormones, tension, and negative mindset, connected to disease. Wow, that's really severe. Yup, it is literally a killer. Being angry doesn't hurt anyone but yourself. Forgiveness for the self first. Breathing in my country. There's a few candidates for which country you might live in, I gotta say. Either they like their potatoes shiny or that dude's from Poland. Alcohol, seriously people, your liver hates it. Note: alcohol isn't the only way to get there. I'm not a drinker, but my liver is in bad shape from a poor diet. Bad posture. The damage it causes can be very difficult to fix. Welp, you made me sit straight. Men trying to hold emotions and trying not to cry. Mental health is no joke, and suicide rate in men too. Brothers, open up please, we better talk to you than coming to your funeral. The thing is, I'm fully aware that it's unhealthy to bottle up my emotions, but at this point, it's all I know how to do. Having a weird sleep cycle, but your daily routine makes up for it. LMAO, I don't got either, what's that mean? I sleep from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m, work starts at 2 p.m, ends at 9 p.m. The rest till 5, I study, play games, generally me time. Fellow 2 to 9er here, I try to get to bed by 2 a.m, cause day sleep just isn't as good as night sleep.